Last 24 hours has been bullish in the market. The price of Bitcoin started pushing higher from 61,000 and we touched 66,000. Look at XRP for that matter. It is breaking higher from this rectangular consolidation. And historically, what we have seen is that once we break through these, we go test the very next resistance. And here, that resistance is close to 0.58. So we still have room to the upside. And look at the altcoin market. What do you see here? That's good, isn't it? Look at Ether. How do you digest this? Okay, that's where the market actually gives you opportunities, and it's going to be there for next 120 days. Use it for your advantage. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Before this breakout actually came in, we were looking at the market in a lot of different ways. Say 3 days back, the thought process on a micro was like this. Most likely that's a local bottom. And then on a macro, it was always the same. The micro did change after that bounce. We came up and then it started showing you there can be another drop. But immediately the market reversed, showing this as a local bottom. And this idea of breaking 61,350 is going to be bullish is still alive. You are watching a bullish market, especially if you do put your chart on a macro, the monthly. We discussed about this. It is showing you an absolutely bullish outlook. Bitcoin itself is arguing it has done these moves 2-3 times before. The results were always same. Why should you anticipate something different? Yeah, obviously, the short term, it looks really hard, the micro, right? So I was thinking more like, okay, it's going to come back down to this range and then bounce back up. Rather, it just surprised me on the micro. And it told me, yeah, the macro is about to start. But are we there yet? If you are looking through all of this and you want more updates at the right time, look at the Scientific Investor family using the link given in the description below. If you want more updates, watch the videos regularly. We were talking about this in last couple of videos. Yeah, micro shows you that. But historically, when you break this, you do something like this. 10, 12, 13% up. Even if you take 10%, that was good. Now we came close to 66. If you look at the last video, we argued about these points. And the market is highlighting that as a fact. Now let's look at what the market shows us right here, right now. Say XRP. You take a micro chart and you see this as a scenario. XRP going up to 0.58. Great. Now remove all of those and just look at the 3-day chart. You're watching that this support held. Not only that, you're watching the morning star pattern on a 3-day chart, which we discussed here, is still valid in XRP. So in XRP terms, the next local resistance should be somewhere close to 0.63. So you actually take it. You take it in its resistance side of the picture and plot a trend line. And like, okay, that's still a resistance, but as we go up, 0.6 is also a resistance. And that's a long-term chart. You go on a macro, you see, okay, we reached a range where the price has bounced August 2024, September 2024, now here in October 2024. And that's something positive. If the price cannot breach one particular area, it goes to the other direction. Price always travels to the direction of least resistance. So now it's going to fetch prices to the upside. Let's see how high we can go. But it clearly depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin gets rejected, breaks back down, goes through the hell, yeah, everything else follows that. So we want to first identify what are the odds of Bitcoin doing what, right? So now, on a daily, you have the MACD suggesting I'm crossing to the upside in the positive territory. Perfect. On a 3-day, the MACD has already crossed to the upside and now it's entering the positive territory. Good. Now we go to the weekly. The weekly is suggesting I'm in the positive territory. I'm trying to cross to the upside. So it's so easy to look at last few times, not once, few times when it crossed to the upside as it did in October 2023. What was the result? So you did slow down at the moving average. You did break it back up. And from there, it actually rode all the way up to 147 days. That's 150 days of bullishness. Yeah, you had a lot of drama in between, a lot of sketchy candles. It's for sure. But that ride was clear. Now, you go back in time. You want to see when was the time before that when the MACD crossed to the upside in the positive region. Great. So you come here. So from there, the local top was formed around 105 days. So 100 days of bullishness. You go back and you find another area where it showed the exact same thing. So from there, you literally had way more than that in bullish movement. It was like the top actually came in 180 days, but the best was 150 days. So 100 to 150 days is going to be something good. Now, there is a change. What is it? We cannot compare everything with this. Sometimes you need to also look at the wave structure. So last time we did this, in wave 3 has more odds because we are now going for wave 3. You have the 1, you have the 2, you're going for wave 3. That is here, the 1, the 2, the 3. Fine. That was 103 days, 105 days, 100 days. From here, 100 days is going to be very important. Say, you are like, okay, I don't want all these noise for those 100 days. I want to see it without much of a noise. You pull out a monthly chart. So all you're looking for is next 3 candles, 3 months from here. And the Bitcoin on a monthly is already starting to show you, I'm trying to break higher. This bull flag, it's about to break to the upside. And if it does, we all understand what happens. We all have seen how that reacts. But yeah, obviously, we don't want a fake out. That won't end well. But a breakout is going to be monumental. Now, why am I saying that? Because this is the all-time highs region for 2021. And now, you've made that as a support. You didn't actually break to the downside like crazy. You didn't come back to 28. You stayed here making it as a support. Now you're bouncing off from that. Yeah, the RSI is something to watch on a monthly, guys. I know when that price goes up, maybe even including me would be euphoric. But the majority would give you the story of 250,000, 500,000, a million, blah, blah, blah. But RSI will give you the truth. That's one of the reasons why over last few years I've been teaching and preaching, watch the negative divergence. It's going to come. It's going to come. It's going to show you something like this. Maybe a little bit different, but you can get it. The price goes substantially higher, but the RSI doesn't. That's as easy as it gets. And if you get to see that, make sure you take the profits. You step back. Now, take the altcoin market. You're in this market, agreed. Now, we didn't actually break to the upside of this resistance. Yeah, the pattern we broke to the upside, but usually when you do break the pattern, you do this, right? And then start. So you have a reaccumulation of that pattern. Now, we didn't get that here. And yeah, for sure, in the last one, you had a very tiny retest, not a reaccumulation. So yeah, you can say, yeah, even though this is the textbook pattern, last time we didn't follow that. We followed the other structure, which is retest and a bounce, which is even more bullish. Fine. But as of now, you're not out of that jungle saying, I'm going for the maximum bullish scenario. You cannot argue that until we get to see this range broken. We're still trying to do that for sure, but we haven't done it. Now, you put a Ranko chart, you get to see the prices expanding to the upside on a daily. On a 3-day, just started pushing back to the upside. Usually, that ends up few months of bullishness. That brings what we want, bull. But on a weekly, we haven't shifted. To shift that, the total market should be about 690 billion. Yeah, we're not that far. It's just a 10% run up and we reach there for sure. But until we do that, we need to look at the large cap assets. If these large caps are showing you that it's turning on a macro, yeah, that's very positive. Now, 10% move in the altcoin market will come soon. So XRP is starting to show you, yeah, after a few days, I'm turning green. Good. You go to Ether. You pick the same 3-day chart. You pick it on Hiknashi. It's already showing you, I'm green, man. I want to go up. Right? Now you look at the RSI. And the RSI is saying, I broke higher. I retested. I'm bouncing. I don't care about what you think. I'm trying to go further to the upside. So the market is now bullish. What you have to do is find assets which looks attractive and look through their macro, long-term, medium-term picture. And yeah, if you're trading, you need micro. If not, don't stay too much on the micro. Yeah, daily update, you can look at it, learn from it, but apply it on a macro chart. And when you do that, if you think you need support, you need help to go through all the assets one by one in your portfolio, to go through a one-on-one session with me, to get the thoughts on your portfolio, your expectation, your exit targets for specific assets, use the link, take a session, and reevaluate what you're about to do. Especially if Bitcoin is about to surprise the majority by saying, I'm going to round off at this range. When majority thinks 150, 200, 250, if this guy surprises everyone around 105, 110, that would be a surprise for the majority. You will see some moving up. You would like to look at that and say, okay, I'm following the market. So for that, it helps massively. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. And if you would like to join the family, use the link in the description. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.